What's going on, guys? Decided to go ahead and make another video here on Dayz. It's for a benchmark FPS video using my MSI GTX 970, and I'm also running no overclocks on the card. I'm running it directly out of the box, so the speeds or the FPS is what you can expect if you just directly plug and play. And the reason why I'm making another video, even though I already have a Dayz FPS video uploaded, is because that was on my old monitor, which was a 720p resolution, and my new monitor is a 1080p resolution. So you're going to see a much better increase in FPS by doing this. And hello, zombie. Fucking axe won't equip. There we go. Fuck. Thank you. There we go. Yay, it's a slide. We're at Six Flags. Okay. So as you can see here, I'm in Novo. It's a fairly large town. It's not the largest. I believe Electro is the largest, but I actually get worse FPS here than I do in any other town. So I thought I would do the video in this town. And as you can see, I'm getting anywhere from 25 to 30 frames a second. I'm also recording, so that's a 15% decrease on my frames while recording, and I'm also in windowed mode. I don't like playing in window mode, but I could not get the FPS counter to show up for the life of me without doing window mode. And window mode also lowers your FPS a bit. I don't know why, but running in full screen, you'll see a bit higher FPS, maybe 3 to 4 FPS higher. So expect to have a bit better FPS when you guys are just playing without recording, or you're playing in full screen. So I'll go ahead and show you guys my settings. If I can find my mouse. There's my mouse. I don't know why my mouse is a little thing. It's kind of annoying. There we go. I fixed it. Okay, so 1914 by 1047. That's just because I had to pull the actual Dayz screen out and make it a bit larger. What the hell is going on down there in the bottom? Just ignore all those pointers. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, so that's as far as I could stretch the screen out to my resolution, which is close enough. We see the user interface. It's on windowed, and we'll go and go check out my textures. I have these on normal. I did have them on very high, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. I can go ahead and throw these back on very high for you guys. And the quality, I'll just put everything back on very high. What I had mine set to is what I had, which was my optimized settings, and they seem to run Dayz the best, and you lose little to no quality. So we're just going to max out Dayz here. I'm going to show you guys what you guys could expect to see. I like bloom and rotation blur off because they don't really do anything. Rotation blur is very noticeable because what it does is it actually just makes your screen blurry when you're trying to like turn and stuff, so it's kind of annoying to play with. So it should be loaded up here soon. As you see, the FPS I was getting with everything off is the same FPS that I'm getting with everything maxed out. So for those of you out there who are trying to pick a card to run Dayz at the best settings, you know, I don't really know why you would want to pick a insanely stupidly priced card, run SLI, anything like that, when you could just get a mid-range card, something around $200, and you would get the same FPS that I'm getting. Because you've seen from no settings at all, lowest I could get, even having some things disabled, to maxing out every single setting on very high, turning post-processing on, anti-analyzing on the max. I'm getting the same exact FPS, and it's still very smooth. I'm in the 20s, the mid 20s right now, and the game's still running very smooth. See how it's kind of blurry? That's what post-processing does for you. Post-processing makes the screen blurry. So we'll just go ahead and disable post-processing. As you can see, FPS is pretty much the same. It may be a point or two lower, but it's no issues, and I don't have a blurry screen. So it's easier to play, it's easier to look for people. Your screen's not blurry, You can look all the way up there on that hill without it being blurry. If there's a guy up there about to snipe you, you could see him. More than likely it's too late, but you know, it's just betters your chances. And the shadows, they do look amazing. I must say, they're not the greatest shadows in the world. Some games have way better shadows, but at the same time, if somebody was wearing full black and they were hiding at this corner, popping out around it with the gun showing, and I was down the road, I probably wouldn't see them because of the shadow. So what I like to do is I like to disable shadows altogether. You see it's much brighter area, and if you notice, nothing happened to my FPS at all. It's still the exact same. So what I'm thinking Dayz's issue is that, oh, there we go. Well, I was looking at the ground, but yeah, I think Dayz's issue is that the shadows are still here. I'm still processing and rendering the shadows. They just have some fancy script to kind of just make them invisible. So I'm doing all the work as high settings, and everything's still there. It's still being processed. I just can't see it, because there's really no excuse for me not to gain any FPS with disabling these shadows. So Dayz is not optimized. I don't know when it's going to be optimized. They really need to work on it, because if they optimize the game, make it run better for everyone, more people is going to play it. People with lower end PCs will definitely buy the game if they can get 30 FPS stable, which I can't even get 30 FPS stable right now. So we'll just go ahead and go all out on this. Textures, very low. We're going to the bottom that we can get down to, and we're going to see what we can come up with. And we're jumping down to straight up nothing. Everything's off, very low. We're at the bottom of the settings list. You can't go no lower than this unless you close out the fucking game. That's it. Also, I hope you guys aren't getting too annoyed by that stupid flashing pointers in the bottom of the video. I have no clue where it's at. It's not on my screen. It's only on the recording screen. So I don't know what's up with that. But should be loaded into the game here soon, and we're going to see what my FPS gets up to with having everything on low and everything disabled. So let's let things get rendered and whatnot. As you can see, everything completely off, lowest possible settings. The game doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Stuff from far away really doesn't get rendered until you actually look at it. So, but see, once things actually get rendered around you, all the textures start showing and stuff like that, you really don't see a huge increase like you would expect. You know, looking out through there, I'm getting 39 frames, 40 frames, and it doesn't seem acceptable for a $900 or for a $350 graphics card. So on any other game, you know, you'd have maxed out 100 plus FPS, but Dayz just is not optimized. So don't go balls to the wall spending so much money on a GPU when it really isn't going to give you any performance, and it looks like we're rubber banding. So doing that, I gained 10 to 15 FPS, and my visuals look like shit. If I go out of range from anything just for a few minutes, the textures get unrendered, and it just looks like crap. It was like a blurry mess. It's like somebody hand painted a tree, you know. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys something. Texture filtering. Put this on very high, and that should not really lower your FPS. Actually, I didn't do exactly what I hoped it to do. Oh, okay. Maybe it's let's play around a bit here. Put that on normal. Texture filtering on very high. Compared to the quality, normal is minimal of what I like to play on. And now we'll go back to the rendering. Anti-aliasing. I like having a bit of this, but it drops the FPS a pretty good amount. But we're going to do Armor 2. We're just going to do grass. Edge smoothing, we'll do SMAA very low. HDR quality, we'll keep it on very low. Ambient occlusion, we'll enable it, and we'll get very low on the post-processing there. So as you see, Actually, let's just disable post-processing because all it does is just blur the screen. I forgot about that. So there we go. Getting 30 FPS stable now. The textures look amazing, and there's no funky rendering having to be done. Once stuff gets rendered, it's basically going to stay rendered. And you know, looking down there, all that stuff has to get re-rendered now that I changed my settings back up. You can see we'll turn back around. We'll go to these trees, and the trees look fine, except there we go. I was just out of the view distance. Now things look great, right? And I'm getting a stable 30 frames. So there's my optimized settings, guys. And basically, you just have to do what I did. You just have to play around with it. You have to kind of figure out what you like. You know, I can change that around and gain, you know, no FPS. It's still stable, and you know, that's basically it. I'm gonna go and wrap this video up just so you guys can see that having a good GPU doesn't really do much for you, because whether I'm on the lowest settings or the highest settings, the FPS isn't that much different. And if you guys want to pause the video where I adjusted my settings and got them optimized, you can do so, but just play with it like I did. You know, just change some settings and go back, change more settings, just keep trying different combinations. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you disliked it, dislike it. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, subscribe and leave a comment. I'll definitely have more coming out. And any other game that you guys want to see me make a benchmark on with my 970 GTX 970, just put them in the comment section. So I will reply to all comments, and I will do a benchmark on your requested game if possible. So I'll see you guys in the next video.